What's up YouTube? It is Sean with 614 Inc. Sneaker Reviews. Just want to take a quick second to thank you guys for tuning into the channel again today and remind you to please comment, like, and most importantly subscribe. Your support is what makes videos like this possible, and I can't thank you guys enough. So without further ado, let's take a look at these sneakers today. So you can probably tell by listening to my voice that I'm a little bit under the weather. I have been COVID tested. I am negative. It is just a cold. And as such, I thought it would be appropriate to take a look at these Air Jordan 12 flu games today. And so they have been opened. You guys know that I like to, do a true unboxing video. That was not possible. These were brought to me this way. However, they have never been tried on. They have never even been removed from the box. And I personally have never even opened the lid to see them. So we're gonna get true initial impressions and a true taking them out of the box for the first time, first impressions opinion on them today. And so all of that considered, let's go ahead and open them and do that now. The tissue paper blew back and already we've got problems. And so the tissue paper has the 23 logo on it. But let's see how, yep, camera picks it up pretty good. Anybody that knows this shoe, and the camera's doing a real good job of showing you guys, knows that this rubber portion of the sole is supposed to be the exact same color as this upper leather portion and upper rubber portion here of the shoe as well. And so right off the bat, we have color variation. Before we pull these out and really start tearing them apart, let's go over some of the specifics that you saw in the checklist in the intro. These shoes, everything is purchased from DHgate. These shoes were purchased from sportshoes_sneaker for a cost of $46.42 with $14.01 shipping for a total out the door cost of $60.43. They were purchased on September 3rd of 21 and they were delivered on October 2nd of 21 for a total time of, from the time sent was clicked on the order, for 30 days to the front doorstep delivery. Initial impressions, we're getting into that right now. You guys can see, not good. Let's go ahead and remove them from the box. Oh man. Another thing I'm seeing right off the get-go is anybody that's familiar with this shoe knows that this texture here is supposed to be the same as this texture here, and it's very fine. You can see the difference in texture on this bottom rubber portion here where my finger is. It's more of like the graining on a basketball. This is like almost a reoccurring pattern, or more of like a scale, like a snake skin. These two textures are supposed to be the same. They are not. This color is supposed to be the same throughout all of the red. It is not. And again, these are just 2 seconds. You've got glue residue here, bunch of glue residue back there. Let's look at the bottom here. Carbon fiber is not carbon fiber. It is solid. But again, staying true to myself, staying true to what my channel is about, I don't get real hung up on the bottom imperfections of a rep, because what my reviews are about is, do I think you can get these reps and wear them out around somebody who knows what they're looking for, that's familiar with Jordans, and have a pair of shoes on your feet that somebody might consider as real. And so we like to look for, imperfections basically from the ground up, because that's what people are gonna see. If you got your feet kicked up and somebody knows what they're looking for, yeah, they're gonna see it. But most generally often when you're out and about at the mall or dinner or whatever have you, your feet are on the ground. And so I don't get real hung up on the bottoms. Another thing I'm seeing is you've got like imperfections in the rubber here. There's a crease. The 23 is off-centered, as well as the tags on the back that say Jordan are a little bit crooked. They're not the worst I've ever seen. And again, just letting you guys know like how I operate. I don't get real hung up on that either, because you've really got to be looking at it closely, or it's got to be super off for somebody to be able to look at that and be like, those aren't real. I mean, I've seen quality control items like this on authentic J's. What you don't see on authentic J's is all this glue. You do see some, but this is kind of an excessive amount of glue. So, we've got glue residue present, we've got variations in color, we've got variations in texture, we've got improper bottoms. The graining on the black leather, as you can see, does look pretty good. The weight on the shoe, it's not super light. It's not as heavy as a true Jordan. Anybody that's familiar with reps or watches my videos know I talk about a lot of times they use cheaper materials that aren't as dense and cushy and plush, and that causes the overall weight of the shoe to be different. No one's ever gonna call you out for the weight of your shoe. I just, I'm trying to educate as much as possible. Be conscious of that. You're not buying a shoe that's as well made if you purchase a rep as an OG. There are some quality differences, but what we like to focus on mainly is, big differences like this red and this texture and stuff that's gonna get you caught. I cursed myself a couple days ago. I did a review on some Carmines and I mentioned that I hadn't seen a poor Air Jordan logo in quite some time. And ever since that moment, I have not seen a good Air Jordan logo on a pair of reps. You can see that his leg here is fatter than his leg here. And this arm here, I'm trying to get you guys a very good image of it, is as straight as can possibly be, and it's like wide, like it's like a tree trunk 4x4 arm. And his leg is much fatter here than it is here. But again, if I pull this shoe a couple feet away from you, it's not so bad that you can immediately tell. In fact, it doesn't even look bad there. But if you get right up on it, you get somebody that knows their Jordan logos, they're going to be able to see more than anything that back arm is really bad. So what I like to do next is step away for a minute, put them on. I like to wear them for about an hour around the house outside, put some miles on them, see if the arches are in the right spots, see how truly well built the shoe is made, and then go over it a lot more closely to see if there's any more defects. And so we're gonna do those things and then come back and then finish off our checklist and give them a pass-fail grade. All right, see you guys in a minute. All right, we're back. I had these on my feet for about an hour. They're a pretty solid, comfortable shoe. The one thing I will say is that I did notice a imperfection right here. You can see that the texture has been kind of worn off of this rubber sole portion of the shoe a little bit. It's kind of smooth. I don't know if that was from it like jostling around in the box while it came to the US from China, or whether the material was damaged in the factory and just quality control on reps isn't what it is on OGs, and so they just threw a blemished piece of material on the shoe anyhow. But other than that one tiny imperfection, everything that we initially saw, the glue residue, the color variants, the texture variants, those are your major, or the carbon fiber on the bottom not being true carbon fiber, those are your major flaws and differences from OG. The next point that I like to get into, the quality rating of the shoe. It's a little bit confusing because a shoe can get a 10 out of 10 on quality and still fail. Because, if a shoe has no glue residue and it's made perfectly, but yet it's missing a key component like the 2-3 on the tongue or something that's supposed to be there, even though it's a perfectly well-built shoe, you're gonna get a fail grade because you're missing something that's supposed to be there. And so I always like to say, even though a shoe fails, it still might be a really nice shoe. And so I like to do, both types of ratings, the 1 to 10 and the pass-fail. And so as far as 1 to 10 rating on the overall quality of this shoe, I'm gonna give it an 8. It's not the worst pair of shoes I've ever seen. The glue residue gets it a hit. The crooked stitching here on this tag gets it a hit. Other than that, we're not taking into consideration that comparing it to the OG for this 1 to 10 rating. We're just looking at quality. So other than that, this leather actually feels pretty decent. This leather here feels great. It's super comfortable on your foot. Arches are supposed to be, or where they are supposed to be. The smell test, even though I have a cold, it smells like a shoe should. That's the one thing I haven't jinxed myself on. I haven't had a pair of reps in a long time, long time, that did not smell like an authentic sneaker. And so I do feel like it is a pretty well-made shoe that you'd be able to wear for a long time and have it hold up. But now getting to the all-important pass-fail, these are a resounding fail. I took them out of before I even took them out of the box. As soon as I opened the lid and the tissue paper blew back, fail. Anybody that has any idea of what they're looking for on a pair of these Flu Game 12s knows right off the bat that red should not vary in color from leather to sole. It should be one uniform color from sole up as far as the red, and so you're immediately busted. And then furthermore, anybody that knows what they're looking for is going to know that this texture should resemble this, and it's much more fine and granulated than what this snakeskin, big reoccurring fish scale, snake scale pattern is. It's just a fake looking texture, and it's just inaccurate. And then also the amount of glue residue. I've seen some OG Jordans that have had a little bit of glue residue, but that to me is a little bit excessive in what you could expect from a $220 pair of OG Jordans. I mean, especially the thing that these flu games have working against them is that it's such a bold black to, like, you know, whitish, hazy, clear glue residue there. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. And so, you know, if you're walking away from somebody, they're instantly going to see that glue residue, and then that like draws your eye, and then they notice, you know, the red probably jumps out them before even the glue residue hits their eyes. But, you know, it just brings unwanted attention to the shoe where people are going to start really picking it over, and then that's when they notice the texture differences. And so there's just too many major oversights on these for me to give them a pass grade. And the most important thing that I want you guys to know about this is I have reviewed several shoes from this seller. Some have got a pass grade, some have got a fail grade. But if you look up this seller on DHgate, they have glowing reviews. Overwhelmingly, people recommend this seller as making quality replicas. And so without this video and without this firsthand experience, you might purchase a pair of flu games from this seller and think to yourself that you're going to be getting something that's quality, and then you end up with this. And so, you know, if you're willing to live with this stuff, you know, go for it. But like I say, if you wear these shoes around anybody that has any idea about what they're looking for, instantly, you know, you're going to be called out and busted out for wearing a pair of Replica J's, because these are not going to pass. That said, like I say, it's a pretty solid shoe. So if you want something that kind of looks like a Jordan a little bit, that you're going to get some longevity out of, maybe they are for you. And so anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it useful. Again, please like, comment if you have anything that you'd like me to add to my next videos, or even delete from these videos. Whatever, I'm open to suggestions. And I just appreciate you guys' support and time. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.